Imagining like a little like canal of sweat in his weird gooey chicken cow body. Hi, welcome to Genre Critical. I am your host Victor, and today I want to talk about TV that I watched growing up. Now that's like kind of a hot topic on commentary YouTube. A lot of people like to talk about the PBS shows that they grew up on. I also watched PBS, but I also had like this brief period between strictly public access TV and strictly satellite TV, where my mom was able to buy this, like, we called it the channel box because it just added a handful of extra channels to our TV, sort of the same way like a satellite dish would, or antenna, rabbit ears. Where my all millennial Gen Z cuspers at. And some of the channels had like decimal points. So there would be a channel that was like 42.1, 42.2, and 42.3 could all be completely different channels. And the one that sticks out to me, like I still remember the channel code for it in my area, was 41.2, was Qubo. What's Qubo? Let's talk about it. So the format for this is going to be kind of like part commentary, part review, part reaction, which I know kind of all bundle into the same general space of YouTube. But I don't really have anything scripted. I've seen some of the shows and not seen others, so these are going to be my real-time reactions, but I'll also be adding like anecdotal thoughts, and yeah, I hope you like it. Let's get into it. So the Wikipedia page for Qubo describes it as an American television network for children between the ages of 5 and 14. It was owned by Ion, and it consisted of free-to-air network television. Mostly fairly educational programming. There was some weird shit on it, though, and that's part of what we're going to be talking about today. There was like a lot of like PBS recycling going on, but also like things from like YTV Canada, like Jacob Tutu, which was my favorite show on the network, but we're not there yet. First, I want to talk about a show that offered zero education for me as a young, developing, impressionable child. We're only going to watch half of an episode because a lot of these shows are split into two 15-minute like mini-sodes, comprising the half-hour show that goes in the air slot on TV. So I'm only going to be watching the first half of this episode, also just because this show gives me the heebie-jeebies. Allegedly, it's based on the island of Dr. Moreau, but I don't know how much I buy that, given the fact that, you'll see. It is not meant to come off as a normal show. It is allegedly kids' TV, but there are some very like adult jokes in it. Like no more than the average cartoon. It feels. I think there's just this added layer of eeriness to it, because they make the visuals disturbing, like just disturbing enough.
Ding, ding, ding! Super fun time platypus alarm!
Hello? Binoculars don't talk, Perry.
Oh, right. Sorry.
See, it's shit like that. Why did he put his friend in his fat fold?
So warm. It's salty.
I'm just imagining like a little like canal of sweat in his weird gooey chicken cow body.
Again? Who's doing this? And who eats peanut butter and mayo? I mean, this is gross!
How is this peanut butter and mayo? What's... Neither of those spreads should be green.
Behold the platypus, the only one of her kind on this island. Not being a mutant...
Okay, I'm sorry, it's just hit. I am awful at this, and I might have taken a single Minnesota legal edible before filming. It's just hitting me that the platypus is the joke character because everyone else is different animals spliced together, and she's a platypus, which is just one animal with a lot of... Very funny. Very funny. Good job, adults. You got me. I think it's really funny that her character design is just... her head just comes to a very fine point. And she just has a bow balanced on top. What are these fucked up children's show proportions? I love it.
What's next, Andre?
Mayo Dome!
Yes! Mayo Dome!
Why are you doing this?
Suddenly very into the idea of a Mayo Dome being how we settle disputes. I think that we should introduce the Mayo Dome to more fictional worlds post haste. That was one episode of Spliced. Very weird, very fun, very creative show. Absolutely will give it that. Extremely creative premise. I don't know that I've ever seen an adaptation of Island of Dr. Moreau. That might be like a future dive I can do, but yes. However, I have already done a little bit of research for this video. I did read ahead. I did cheat a little bit. I'm sorry. And the Wikipedia page is surreal. So I'm just gonna read you a little bit. I'll cut together some of the highlights. Cool? Modern take of H.G. Wells' science fiction fantasy Island of Dr. Moreau. Result of genetic experiments marginally distorts the characters in Wells' novel. The characters themselves are, like I said before, it's a super creative show. Harry, short for Failed Experiment number 13. Perry lives in a plane that crashed on the island. Perry's an expert bowler, and he and his best friend Entree develop their trademark game, Bucket Stick Fruit Ball. Entree is the cow-chicken hybrid. And he has probably the most lore out of all of the characters in the show. It's a little, They really enjoyed fleshing out his character, and you'll see why after we read this together. Entree was created as the perfect food animal, with a cow's udders, a pig body, a chicken's wings and comb, and a shrimp tail. Since he has no legs, Entree walks on his teeth. Yeah, also, I don't know if you noticed that, but he has, like, prehensile, udders. Like, they act like fingers or toes carrying him around from place to place because, again, he has no legs. He has names for his teats, which are Nugget, Pokey, Cranky, Commodore, Uttersworth, Tina, AJ, Nippocles, and an unnamed eighth, which Entree darkly claims, speaking its name, will give it power. The next sentence blows that first sentence out of the fucking water in terms of absurdity. Entree's teats are capable of time travel and light show effects. Sure, man. Okay. I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob. But this was fine. This was fine. Next one we're going to talk about is Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. I know, I'm at least fairly certain that this was on the show list of like things that ran during time slots on Qubo's network. And it's a good handful of people have recommended it to me, and I started seeing posts about it not too long ago, and it just felt like the universe kind of pushing it at me a little bit. So we're gonna watch this because I wanna.
I'm going to make a snow cone.
He's giving like dumb, dopey uncle energy, and I'm a fan. I really like that character type.
Just in case you get cold, Beast.
You don't
Thank
want the
you.
beast to get cold? Same shirt, different day. I don't want to talk about it. Let's move on.
My box!
Not his box!
You never used it as a sled.
To you, it may only be a cardboard box, but it's home to me. It's a place I can go for a while.
I haven't been on TikTok in several months, but I feel like this show is ripe with goofy, obscure sounds to use in, like, sketches. I just think it's funny that he says "my box" over and over again. And also the fact that he has a monogrammed hanky that matches his monogrammed sweater. I think that's very good.
Oh, my box! My box! You fixed my box! Thank you!
That's really good. 10 out of 10, Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. Last but not least, I am very excited for this one. This is one of my favorite cartoons, like, just of my childhood, and also in general. Like, I think you're gonna watch this one. Hit the autism button. Based on a series of children's novels, set in Canada. Like, it's a Canadian series. Was originally on YTV, and it centers around this really big family of asshole kids. They're all various ages, going through various stages of life. And the dad is a writer, which was, I think one of the things that initially drew me into the show. But the other thing was just the art style. The art style is so fun. I'm so excited to show you.
Dinosaurs. Lifestyles of the extinct and famous. How passé. Now, Three Musketeers, A Tale of Two Cities, and Ivanhoe. These are books.
The twins are those kind of library people. Got it. Tells me all I need to know.
Remember to...
I've known librarians like that. Like, you start fucking their stacks up and they will jump over the desk.
Exit stage left.
Shithead kids.
Hooligans. Now where'd my book go?
Intro song. It's so funky. I love how playful and, like, weird it is. If you didn't notice, he had a pink kerchief in his back pocket. Hanky codes, I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen anything online about this, but he has, yeah. Either dildo fucker or tit torturer is my guess. I'm gonna have to fucking cut all of this. Do with that what you... He comes off a little fruity. I'm not gonna lie, he's a little fruity. Yeah, dude.
Then, after they had collected 10 tons of data, they fed it into a computer large enough to fill a hockey arena.
I feel like the original writer of these books had some kind of hand in crafting the television show, because they did such a good job writing the dad as a kooky writer who's so in his own head and up his own ass about every damn thing. I love it. Immaculate children's storytelling. I'm here for it. I love it. I'm in love with it. It's amazing. Etc.
But I don't know how that book got into my pile.
Sounds like serendipity, my boy.
Serendipity?
Hang on. We are kindred spirits, him and I. This is one of this is one of 6. This is one of my collection of about 6 dictionaries. I also have several, like, encyclopedia reference books that kind of cusp on dictionary. My man after my own heart. I fucking love this guy.
Morning, afternoon, and night, any time of day is right. Aha! For MacGuffins. In every chapter, there's a secret message to decode. Just set the inner dial to the page number. Then turn the other dial to the numbers.
This is the kind of shit, to get a little personal for a moment. This is the kind of shit that makes me miss my my birth dad. He died when I was younger, and this is the kind of bonding we would do. This is the type of bonding that I would want if I wanted to be a dad, and that I like crave from older adult men in my life. It is what it is. It is what it is.
There you are.
Glad you could join us.
I think this was another reason I really liked this show when I was younger, in like middle school, early high school, was because I was this kid. Like I still do this shit sometimes. I would walk down the hallways of my high school with a book in front of my face so I wouldn't have to talk to people, and I would be reading it. Like I would read chapters of my book as I was walking to my next class. Books are my friends, and there is a reason for that.
Today we are going to study the fascinating subject of plate tectonics.
I believe this teacher's name is Miss Sourpickle. Oh, and the principal's name is Principal Greedy Guts. If that is any indication of the type of show this is.
Rigid plates gradually sink downward into the soft, seething, bubbling, molten layer.
She's so horny for rocks. She sucks so bad. I hate her. I hate her, I hate her, I hate her. It's the librarians.
Return the book or pay the price.
I need a full separate spin-off show just about the vigilante librarians. I haven't rewatched this show in a long time. I'm planning on like rewatching the entire series, and I really hope that they show up again. I love them.
You all love surprises, so here's one for you. A pop test on the geological strata of the Earth's crust, and it'll count for 70% of your...
This is something I kind of wanted to get into more in my children's literature video, and it got way too long. But something I really like about the way that they stylize this show is the way that they villainize characters the way that a kid would see them. Like, she is not meant to be a realistic portrayal of a teacher. She is children's perception of a teacher that, like, maybe is, like, slightly verbally abusive towards students or is just, like, a real hard ass. Like, that's the villain of the show, is the shitty teachers and the scary principal. Like, there are other villains and shit, too, but, like, this is very much centered in a kid's world. I think some creatives sometimes forget to do that. When world building for kids media, they make the scope too big, I think is what I'm trying to get at. They make the scope too big for the story they're trying to tell, and so they end up trying to tackle like the meaning of life in a children's show, an achievable goal, a difficult one but an achievable one, but then they lose sight of the children that they're supposed to be directing their story to. So that's something I really like about the way the show operates.
Let's go!
Hey guys, look! It's a map of Montreal.
Child, I didn't understand that this show was made and written and produced in Canada. And so, literally, like, I was young, and I did not comprehend why Canadian TV shows were airing in America. So I was like, there must just be an American TV writer that's really into Canadian culture. That was my child rationale. It didn't occur to me that there were children who lived in Canada.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
And so to keep you in the pink, here's a year's supply of MacGuffin's multi-morning drink.
30-year-old MacGuffin's multi-morning
Gross. Oh.
The emergency numbers are by the phone.
Congratulations on solving the MacGuffin multi-morning drink mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, nasty.
Yes, that was a review of some of the shows that I grew up with on a less talked about public access TV channel. I hope you enjoyed. This was probably the most fun I've had making one so far. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun. I have been me, you have been you, this has been Genre Critical. 1 like equals 1 dark and stormy night. Okay, bye.